Good evening, good evening, good
Hello,
evening. Yes, good
everybody.
evening, good
Yes, we're
evening.
here again.
Yes, welcome back to the Healing Project. Tonight we have well, all our shows have great topics. Yes, I'm biased,
Okay.
but we have an awesome show on tonight. A great topic. We don't have any guests, so we're going to flow on tonight about this topic that we're going to be talking about, a topic that is much needed, because so many people try to go
Man.
back to places where they find hurt or where they've been hurt or wounded. So you never can go back to a place or to someone or something where you were actually wounded and hurt and find your healing.
Yeah.
So we have to learn how to move around just a little bit. But
Mhm.
before we get started, so Wendy, I have my poem on tonight, um,
Okay.
and we're gonna talk about it. So our topic tonight, first and foremost, is called "Spinning the Block," going back, returning back to familiar places, persons, or things. Okay, so that's just like a noun, person, place, or thing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but we're talking about, so we're talking about going back or returning back to something that is familiar on tonight. So,
Yeah.
without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start our poem. So, our poem it says, "Spinning the Block." I drove past that old street today. You know the one, the place where memories still wave at me from the curb, where familiar faces still knows my name, where old versions of myself still lingers like shadows on a summer evening. And for a moment, I thought about spinning the block. Not because it was good for me, not because God told me to, but because it was familiar. Funny how
Mhm.
familiarity can feel like home, even when home was hurting
Mhm.
you. Funny how we can miss people who broke us, places that drain us, and habits that nearly destroyed us. I thought healing would erase the temptation. I thought growth would silence the voices. I even thought that freedom would make me forget. But sometimes freedom means remembering and still choosing not to go back. The enemy doesn't always tempt us with something new. Sometimes he simply whispers, remember?
Mhm.
Remember how they made you feel? Remember the good times. Remember when you weren't alone, but he never mentions the tears or the
Right.
sleepless nights or the anxiety or the compromise or even the chains. No, he only shows the highlights, never the bondage. So many of us are spinning the block, circling the same pain, revisiting the same mistakes, knocking on the same doors God has already closed, as if
Mhm.
the lesson has changed, as if the outcome will be different, as if the storm has somehow become a shelter. But I've learned something. Just because I miss it doesn't mean I'm supposed to return to revisit it. Just because I remember it doesn't mean God is calling me back to it. Just because it feels familiar doesn't mean it's my future. Some roads
Mhm.
were meant to be traveled through, not lived on. Some people were seasons, not destinations. Some chapters ended, but because God was writing a better story. So today I drove past, I remembered, I felt it, I acknowledged it, and I kept on moving.
Come
Because
on now.
growth isn't pretending the past never existed. Growth is seeing it clearly and refusing to live there again. The old me would have spun the block. The healed me keeps driving by. The faithful me trusts God's direction, and the freed me. The free me thanks God for the review mirror, but keep my eyes on the windshield. Because what's ahead of me is greater than what's behind me. And some blessings can only be found when you stop turning around.
Mhm.
Stop spinning the block.
Come on now. That was good.
Thank you, thank you,
And
thank you.
stop
Wow.
spinning the block.
Stop spinning the
And you
block. I
know
was
what?
actually gonna make my shirt. I had it designed, but I had some extra stuff I had to do today with some of my patients, so I didn't have time to actually press it on the t-shirt. But I
On the
made a
shirt.
shirt. Stop spinning the block.
No, come on, for real, for real. And you know what I thought about too,
Hmm.
as you was reading that poem, I thought about, sometimes those blocks are tests.
Mm. Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And because you failed to pass the test the
Mm-hmm.
first time,
Mm-hmm.
that test keeps coming back to you to
Yeah.
see if you will pass it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Right.
And it's like the blocks are tests that are learning steps,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because with every situation that you go through, it's a learning
Right.
situation.
Right.
Either you're gonna learn to not engage in that, or you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
learn to continue to sit in it and be familiar with it. Either
Right.
way, you learn is something. And
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
how you
Absolutely.
learn and how you pass that test.
Come
Because
on.
the devil gonna keep on bringing what you like.
Oh, absolutely.
He gonna
Absolutely.
keep bringing what you like. Even
Mm-hmm.
even if he have to dress it different, it'll still be the same thing. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And
Yes.
when the
Yes.
test come around again, it's dressed different, but it's
Come
the
on.
same test. Because he
Different
know what
face.
you like. Yeah,
Mm.
he know what you
Different
like.
face.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you have to, as you're learning and as you're
Mm-hmm.
passing these tests and as you're going through these learning stepping stones,
Mm-hmm.
you got to learn how to sometimes just because it look good to you don't mean it's good for you.
That part. Come on. Come on.
You know what I'm
And that is
saying?
so and that is so true. And tonight, for the ones that are tuning in, we're talking about spinning a block, returning to familiar places, people, or things that we feel comfortable with. Um, and the phrase spinning a block means going back to something that you already left, a relationship, a
Mhm.
habit, an environment, or a
Mhm.
season of life. And the question that we
Season,
must
yeah.
ask ourselves is this: is God leading us back, or am I just being pulled back by familiar situations, familiar circumstances? And
And I
oftentimes, when
think it's a lot of times it's the latter.
the familiar, right?
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
they're
because
familiar with
if God is
situations.
if God has delivered you from that situation, He ain't gonna bring you back to it
No, no,
because you're
especially
going
if
to
it,
a different
especially if it,
level.
if it broke your spirit. If it has broke your spirit, where now you are not engaged with God like you used to be. You're not
Mhm.
reading the Bible. You're not meditating like you used to, um,
Mhm.
and and you're finding yourself more focused on the situation, the person, or the thing. And if God brings you to a certain thing, if God brings a person to you, they should not pull you away from God. They should pull you towards God. And so that's something
Mhm.
that we have to learn how to discern and to pay attention. And a book that I'm writing, and it'll be out June 18th, is the red flags don't lie. And oftentimes
Mhm. And they don't.
we don't look at the red flags. We see the red flags, but we don't take heed to the red flags. And it was funny when
Mhm.
today I was thinking, I was driving, I was thinking, and things just started, replaying in my head. And I remember, before I had gotten married, we were at the Christmas lights, and I had got some free tickets. So we was at the big old Christmas lights,
Mhm.
ice skating and all that stuff. So, and I remember standing there, and I had a camera and my phone, matter of fact, and I was trying to do a selfie, and I'm, doing it by myself, and he was there. And so across the way, there was a woman there, and she was doing a selfie, and she was trying to take a picture with her. Instead of him saying, "Baby, let me get the picture and take a picture of you," he focused on the other person.
Mm.
And he went over there and he
And
grabbed the
did it
phone
for
from her
her.
and says, "Let me take your picture here." But here I am, somebody that you was talking about marrying. I'm over on this side and I'm still trying to do a selfie, by myself, trying to get a great angle and stuff like that, trying to get all the scenery in the back. But
Mhm.
he left me there and went over to the opposite side and took care of somebody else versus taking care of home.
Right.
And I wanted to bring that up because oftentimes something so subtle as that we
Man, it
ignore
be
because right there
subtle.
that was a flag.
Yeah. It be subtle. It be subtle things that you don't really pay attention to. Or you
Yes,
see it, but then you kind of brush it off. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like it ain't no big thing. But it
Hmm.
is a big thing because it's a prelude to how that person is going to be and is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
like oftentimes we want to be a builder. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? We want to
Hmm.
take control and say, oh, we could make this man into what we want him to be.
Hmm.
But you can't. If it's not in him, it's not going to come out of him.
Come
No
on.
matter how you encourage, no
Come
matter
on.
how you redress it, no matter how, you try to introduce new things,
Right.
it's not in him. It's not going to come out. Because
Right.
remember, I was telling you how either when you get with somebody, either they're gonna bring the good out you or the bad out you.
Hmm.
It's either or, right?
Right.
So
Right.
on the good side, that person is gonna motivate you.
Hmm.
They're not gonna change you, but they're gonna motivate you, and you're the one that's gonna want to change and start doing more positive things because of this person's motivation, right?
Right. Right.
And on the flip side,
Hmm.
say you're trying to motivate this person, but this person taking it as nagging.
Right.
They ain't
Okay.
taking it as motivation. They taking it as nagging. You trying to
Hmm.
make me do this. You trying to make me do that. Instead of
Right.
seeing it for what it really is, they're taking it in a negative light. So you're
Right.
bringing out the worst in this person. And no matter how long you've been away from that person,
Hmm.
that's still in them. And
Yeah.
whatever's in you triggers them. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Okay.
Not to want to do the things that you are trying to motivate them to do. It's a trigger for them and they still gonna be the same person.
And
They
and
still
that
gonna
and
be
that's
the
true.
same person.
That's true. Some people don't want to change, and that's
No,
okay. We're not judging, but that's on them.
that's
But
that's on
because
them.
right, but we have to focus as a woman. We need to ask questions. We
Yes.
don't ask questions to get to know who this person is. We're not
Right.
watching like we should be watching to watch for
Yeah.
the flag. We're not watching to see if what they're saying is matching up to what their actions are. So we need to
Right.
pay attention to certain things like that. And like I was mentioning earlier, that it was something that was so subtle, but it
Yes.
was flag that I should have stuck
Profound.
a pin in it and said, okay, this is
Yeah.
going to be an issue because, and I say that I want to bring this out is because what that scenario was, now it actually really manifests itself in the marriage at the
Mhm.
end. So
Mhm.
again, we have to learn that we have to watch, we have to
Yep.
observe, we have to pray and ask
Yep.
God, okay, God, show me, continue to show me some things. Show me, show me what it is. Show me if this person is who you sent. Because again, in our loneliness, I'm going to say it again, in
Yes.
our loneliness, we tend to go back to what is
To what's
familiar. Oh, I'm
familiar.
lonely.
Yeah.
I want, or I'm 55 and I knew I should have been married by now. I should have been settled down, having years with this
Mhm.
person, doing things, building with this person, building legacies with this person. And now that and women, we look at our time clocks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're now we're sitting here and we're thinking, I don't have a husband. I'm not building with anybody, but that's okay. It's not a disease. Certain
Yeah.
people treat it as a
It's
disease. It's
not.
not a disease, and we
It's
have to
not.
learn how to love ourselves. And we can do things by ourselves. We can travel by ourselves. We can
Yep.
go to dinner by ourselves. We can go to the movies by ourselves. And I do all those
Yep.
things
Okay.
because
And
one man
in
don't
in
have no
in and in that singleness, you need to take that time to learn about you.
absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? In
Absolutely.
that singleness, in that peacefulness, learn you and learn your peace and
Yes.
learn how to sit back and just observe because
Right.
oftentimes, when men, they're trying to rush you, into something or rush you, fast talking or whatever, you got to
Mm-hmm.
slow that all the way down. You got to tell
Pump
them,
them
hold on,
brakes.
champ.
Pump them
You know what
brakes.
I'm saying? Don't do all of that because I'm gonna take my time to get to
Mm-hmm.
know you, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna rush me into anything. And it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say that.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
okay to pump the brakes.
It
It's
is.
okay if you know you're talking to this man and he thinks he's great, but you don't know that. He hasn't
Mm.
proven that to you. He's just
Yeah.
saying the words and you ain't seen none of the actions.
Come
You know
on.
what I'm
Come on.
saying? But
Or it's
it's
not adding up.
okay. Come on. The math ain't mathing.
Come
It's
on.
okay for you to pump them brakes because my spiritual mom used to always say, you can say no. It's in the dictionary.
And it's the
You know
complete
what I'm
sentence, as
saying?
my friend Soraya would say.
Just
She said it's a
come
complete
on.
sentence.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Yeah.
have a right to pump those brakes and
Right.
digest and marinate on what
Mm-hmm.
this man is saying. Because oftentimes when they're fast talking, let them talk because they're going
It's
to tell you some things. They're going to tell you all about them. You know what I'm saying?
they do
You ain't
love
got to
bombing.
say nothing.
They call,
They
they
going to
call it
tell
love
you
bombing.
yep. They going to tell everything on themselves. But we as women, we have to stop and allow them to speak because they're going to
Mm-hmm.
tell you everything. But you got to quit interrupting and just let them
Mm-hmm.
talk. And as they're talking, you catalog, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, catalog. Oh, okay, catalog. Marinate, digest
Mm-hmm.
it, and
Mm-hmm.
see if that what he's saying is conducive to what you're looking for. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And
And
that's so true. So true.
and
We have to
and,
pay
and
attention.
when they're fast talking you like that, it's because they don't want you to find out about something. One,
And
they
I'm
don't
gonna
want you to
on
find
that
out they
note.
already married.
Right. And on that note
You
too,
know,
and I'm gonna say this: it's not always men, it's women too.
it's
There
women
are women
too.
out
Yeah.
there that do the same thing
Everybody
like
need to
men.
take their time. Take their
Right.
time.
So
You know what I'm saying?
I want to
Slow
say
and
this
pump
to
the
everybody.
brakes.
We're not, there's a disclaimer, we're not bashing men at any cost. What we're saying, we're shedding light onto things that we see that is becoming a norm in people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about this spinning the block because so many people go back to where they were hurt. They go back, and in the Bible says you don't go back. Don't be like a dog going back to their vomit. But let me talk
Come
about the
on.
dangers of back. The dangers of looking back is one of the most powerful stories in the scripture. Let's go to Lot's wife. And in Lot's wife in Genesis 19, God was
Okay.
delivering Lot and
Turn
his family
to
from
stone.
Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The instructions
Yeah.
were simple: leave and don't look back. But yet,
Mm-hmm.
Lot's wife,
She
what she
did
do?
that.
She looked back. So in
Yep. And
Genesis
turn to
19 and 26, but Lot's wife looked back and she became a pillar of salt. And that's how
mm-hmm.
I want y'all to picture this. I want to paint a picture so you can see it visually or vividly as if you're watching a show. Now, if you were with somebody who broke you down, if you was with somebody that walked on you like a doormat, if you was with somebody who emotionally, mentally, and physically, financially as well, abused you,
Yep.
you leave, they begin to speak those sweet nothings that you want to hear, and he catches you in the right moment, or she catches you in the right moment where you're vulnerable because you're lonely now. And so you
Mm-hmm.
allow that person that comes back into what God has delivered you from or set you free from, and now you have that person back in your environment. And so now what they're gonna do? They're gonna wound you again. As a matter of fact, you probably haven't even
Mm-hmm.
healed yet. So they're gonna rip that band-aid off that sore, and
Yep.
they're gonna begin to poke that sore, poke it and poke it and poke it until now what happens? It's opened up again. And so now
Yeah.
you have your blood coming out now. And because now you didn't properly heal from the first time, and because you didn't properly heal, you allowed that person to come back and to do the same thing again. Why? Because
Mhm.
we said we were lonely. Why? Because we said we love them or we love her. But at some point, we have to learn how to love ourselves. When we
Yep.
know somebody is causing us this much pain mentally and emotionally, why do
Yep.
we go back and allow them to do it again and again and again and again? And then
Yeah.
you want to get mad at them because they're
Yeah.
doing it again and again
Yeah.
and
Because you
again.
letting them.
But you can't get mad at them because they showed you who they were the first go around.
Yes.
And because you
Yes.
open that door, that's just like somebody knocking at your front door. If you don't open that door, they can't come in. But once you
Nope.
open that door, you allow them to come in. So that's just like that. When
Yeah.
somebody hurts you, why do you allow them to come back into your home?
Mhm.
Keep that
And
door
you know
locked.
what? I was thinking about this today too as well. I was thinking about we all have deal breakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we say that we absolutely would not accept, right?
Right, right.
So say you in a relationship and your deal breaker is cheating, right?
Okay.
So this person know what your deal breaker is,
Right.
but they choose to do it anyway, right? You
Mm-hmm.
catch them
Mm-hmm.
and you don't stand on your deal breaker.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't stand 10 toes down on your deal breaker. Your
Right.
deal breaker was if you cheat on me, I'm gone. But you don't leave, right?
Hmm.
You allow them words to get in your head and you change your deal breaker, right?
Right. Right.
So all you've done is show them how to cheat better because
Mm-hmm.
they know that there's no repercussions for their actions, right?
Right.
They
Right. Right.
know that you just all talk, that you're not gonna do nothing,
All
you're gonna
bark. Yep.
still be with them because you allowed them to cheat, right? So now he's getting better and better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Every time you catch him
Mm-hmm.
cheating, right? So
Or her.
now
Mm-hmm.
he done him or her, and now you done got to they done got to the point they just doing it in your face because they know you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You gotta let
Mm-hmm.
your deal breaker be for real that deal breaker, no matter how you feel about them.
That's it.
Because
That's
you have to love yourself more and have more self-respect for yourself than
mm-hmm.
allow this person to keep doing the same things over and over and over and over again to you because
Right.
you didn't stand on your deal breaker.
Right.
And you
Right.
can't get mad at them. You just taught them how to do it better.
Right.
You just taught them the formula of getting around your deal breaker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When
Right.
someone does something to you that you don't like and that you just can't compromise yourself with, you got to
Yeah.
stand on it. You got to be prepared to walk away and still be and stay gone
Yeah.
because no matter what they do or no matter how many times they apologize, guess
Right.
what? They knew your deal breaker and still decided to do it anyway.
Right.
That's a word right there. They
It
still
is. It
consciously
is.
made a decision to do it anyway, knowing that that would hurt you.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And we can't, even though we want to be angry at that person, we can't be angry at that
It ain't
person
all their
because
fault. It ain't all their
that's the
fault because
choice.
you're supposed to stand on that deal breaker.
Right.
You're
Right.
supposed to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it ain't gonna get no better when you go back and let them come back. It ain't gonna get no better. All you taught them how to do is to them to get better at doing what they doing
right.
because you're allowing it.
I have an emergency, so continue on talking to them about the spinning the block, and I'll be right back, you guys. Excuse me.
Okay. And you know when you think about things in your own life and you think about how you want to be treated as a person, this is male or female, you know, you have to stand on the stuff that you're not willing to compromise about. You're not willing to compromise your integrity. You're not willing to compromise your morals. You have to stand on that for yourself because people will do what you let them do to them to you, I'm sorry, what you allow. Can't nobody do anything to you than what you allow them to do to you. Now, that's just like I always say a snake always sheds its skin, right? But it's still a snake. It's still going to bite you. It's its nature to bite you. So, why would you continue to allow that snake to bite you when you know that's its nature is to bite you? And when you when you're in a relationship with someone or a situation, you have to have boundaries that you're not willing to allow a person to cross because you have to protect your peace. You have to protect who you are as a person, who you are as a child of God, who you are as someone's mother, someone's father, because you got children watching you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you like say you're a woman, a single parent, and you're allowing a man to continue to use and abuse and mentally, physically, emotionally abuse you, and your kids are watching, guess what you're conditioning your kids to do and be? They're accepting that because you're accepting that. They're thinking that that's normal. They're thinking that okay, my mom went through this, so that's what love is. That's not what love is. You have to show your kids different. Women, you have to show your daughters, that you can't allow someone to hurt you and still be with you, still have access to you. That's not helping them become great adults. You know what I'm saying? And men, say you're a single parent and you have boys and you have a woman, you're in a relationship with her and she does certain things that you're not okay with. Don't teach your boys to be like, this is okay. It's not okay because you have to teach your boys how to be men. And if they're watching you go through these things, watching you go through a toxic relationship, watching you, go through a relationship with a woman that busts your car windows up, out and come to your house and act a fool while they're there, that's not providing a safe place for them. And that's not showing them how a man is. A man doesn't have to accept that either. Just on the flip side, a woman doesn't have to accept it. A man doesn't have to accept that either. Say when we say spin the block, say a male, you've been with a woman and all she's done is used you for money. And every time she calling you, that's what she's calling you for. She not calling you because she like you or she want to be in a relationship with you, but she'll say sweet nothings to you and get you all, pumped up thinking that she likes you. And then she getting you to send her money. That's all you are, an ATM to her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if that woman can't show you by her actions how she feels about you, you don't be an ATM to her. You don't allow her to financially abuse you. You don't have to pay for love. Love, this, it's funny how in this day and age, social media has tainted life, period. It's like this make believe place where people are putting things up for likes and views and, for appearance's sake, when behind closed doors, those very same people are miserable. They're miserable. They only showing you certain things just because they want you to, subscribe to their channel. They want you to like and view their posts when that's not even their real life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not even their real life. So it's like a lot of stuff we have to get away from social media and we have to get back to the basics, which is real
Mm.
life situations, and
Mm-hmm.
see it for what it is. Quit looking at these people on social media. They ain't role models. You're supposed to be a role model to your kid. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be the hero to your kids, not them, because all of that is fake. Every
Yeah.
last bit of it is fake. It's a whole different dimension, social media. And
Yeah.
it can be used for great things, but it also can be used for bad things as well. So it's like you just have to get back to the basics, pump the brakes, get to
Mm.
really know this person before you
Right.
sending them anything, man. Don't,
Right.
don't just be sending her stuff just because she pretty. It's a whole bunch of pretty women out here. You ain't
Right.
gotta buy nobody looks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta buy
Yeah.
nobody looks. You know what I'm saying? If she really like you for you, she ain't asking you for none of that stuff. She ain't
Right. Right.
asking you buy me a bag that she wouldn't even buy for
Can
her
afford
own self.
herself. Right. Right.
Why is she? Why you gotta buy the bag when she ain't never bought it for herself? Or why
Mm.
she gotta take? Why you gotta take her shopping in Chanel when she ain't never went there?
Come
When
on.
she
Come on.
Forever 21, she Rainbow, she Shein. You know what I'm
You see
saying?
Timu.
You know,
I love
Timo.
me some
Like,
Timu
let's be for
though.
real. Let's be for real. You don't have to buy a person's love. If a person is going to be genuine with you, they are going to show you their genuineness by how
Yeah.
they are. They don't
Yeah.
have to buy you. And women, stop doing that. Quit
Yeah.
worrying about where he take you out on a date. Coffee house is fine. You ain't got to
Yeah,
go to no steakhouse.
especially for the
You know what I'm
first time
saying?
going around, because you're trying to get to
You
know the
let
person.
that build up. You build
Yeah.
that up. That's an anniversary date. That ain't no first date. You ain't ever went to that steakhouse your own self. So why
Yeah.
you expecting him to take you?
Now let's talk
Cheesecake
about
Factory ain't nothing with Cheesecake Factory.
right, right. Now let's talk
You know
about
what I'm saying?
familiar. Familiar doesn't always mean healthy.
It don't. Because if it was toxic, you gotta get away from that. You gotta protect your peace.
Yes, yes.
Protect
And
your peace. If
and
if this
sometimes we
person in your
confuse it.
life is chaos and all of this ghetto rah-rah stuff, like get away from all of that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But
Get away from
even
all
though
of that.
sometimes we confuse familiar with God's will. And sometimes
Yeah.
we think we be hearing God telling us, "Oh, that's the one, that's the one, that's the one."
And
And
God ain't told you nothing.
sometimes it's you speaking it. You hearing yourself talk,
Yep.
or you're hearing the
Yep.
enemy say, "Yeah, that's the one, that's the one, that's the one."
Yep.
But you're not, because how can you discern God's voice, or how can you hear God's voice when you're not even studying or meditating to know who He is?
Man.
So you can't know that that's God's voice because you don't
Man.
read about Him, you don't study Him, you don't
You don't
worship
got
Him,
no
you don't
discernment.
spend that no relationship with Him at all. But because of that lack of relationship, that we confuse God's voice with our voice, with
Hmm.
the enemy's voice,
Yep.
thinking that's what it is.
Yep. and just say, "Oh, she pretty." You know what I mean? Pretty people is here. Handsome men is here.
Yeah.
Come on now. You gotta quit looking at the outward and look at the inward. What is in
Yeah.
the inside of that person? Is God residing in the inside of that person?
Yeah. 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 And those are a
And
lot of things, a lot of
if
questions you
they're
need.
not pouring, if they're not pouring life into you, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason for you to waste your time.
Yeah.
Because one, you're leading them on and they leading you on. And ain't
Yeah.
nobody going nowhere.
Yeah. And this topic is about spinning the block. So, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about spinning block, going back to familiar places, people, or things, and we're talking about, in relationships, that we go back to a relationship, or we go back to a person that you may have been together in the past, and that didn't work out. Y'all left. Y'all an ex for a reason, as Wendy would call it. Y'all an ex for a reason. And then
Mhm.
now, after years later, and that person's talking that them sweet words, and then so you allow this person to enter your circle again, allow them to have access to you again, to turn around to do the same thing that they did in the beginning. And as we
Mhm.
was talking earlier before I had to leave out, we was talking about, you know, um, we grant people access and they don't need the access. Because
And
we're
they
lonely.
don't deserve the access.
Right, right. And we're lonely, and we know who they are, so we're comfortable because we know who they are. We know how they gonna move. We know how they're gonna act. So we do that. But
Mhm.
did God tell you to go back to that person? Because if that
Mhm.
person in the beginning caused you mentally, emotional issues, why would God send you back to that person
Mhm.
so that way
And
it
why
can
would
repeat
you want to
itself?
go back to that person when you remember all of that stuff? That should keep you away.
Right.
Just
But
like you
because
remembering the good stuff, you should remember all of that other stuff too.
but because they didn't heal, so it's still familiar, or they are still familiar. And because they didn't take the time to, okay, well, I got to process this. I have to, this is not who God sent me. This is why we weren't together before. We left and went our separate ways before. So we have to really think about those things. We have to really ask God, seeks God's face in these things, in these moments like that, because then we'll end up repeating the same cycle. And that's was spinning the block, pretty much spinning the block. It may not be
Going
that
in
same individual. It may not be John,
going in a circle.
and you go and get with Fred. Fred is doing the same thing John did, but it's just a different face. And so you're
Yep.
spinning that block. You're going through the same cycles. And for the ones that are watching and you're wondering, why am I going through the same cycle? Is because you have not properly healed. You have not addressed the
Mhm.
root of the issue. What is it? What wounds or what happened to you in your past where you keep accepting these things that these individuals are doing? What is causing you to keep being attracted like a magnet? You're attracted onto those types of individuals, and you have to do some soul searching. I remember I was taking a boot camp, a business boot camp, and the instructor, we was all laughing and talking in the class, and she had, we was talking about relationships. So she made a comment and she said, "You know why you get the same man? Because you ain't healed. There's still something in you that you ain't healed." And so I got offended.
Mhm.
I said, "Oh no, I know I'm healed. What you talking about?" So, but it's the truth. Once you begin
It
to
is.
see and you begin to mature, and then you begin to say, okay, maybe, okay, there is some fidelity to that. I'm keep attracting the same types of individuals, different faces, different
Mhm.
scenarios, but I mean the
Just
same,
like
the
you got
same,
a
same thing.
tattoo blinking on your forehead.
Right. And it's like, so you have to really do some soul searching and say, I have to heal. What is it? Lord, show me what it is. Get that mirror and look that mirror, look yourself in that mirror. It's like, what is it? Why am I attracted to him?
Mhm.
Why am I attracted to them? Those type of men that abuse me, or those type of men that misuse me, or those type of men that take advantage of me, or those type of men that treats me like a doormat. These are things that we need to ask ourselves, because we can't be mad at them, because they're gonna do it and they're gonna go as far as you allow them to
Some
go.
of it is your responsibility, accountability.
That's it. So the question I want to pose on tonight is a few questions, actually. So why do we return after being hurt to that same individual or same thing? Why do we return?
You made soul ties with that person.
Yeah. And
when you leave a relationship, you must take the time to be single. Not get with somebody else right away. You need to be single and get healed from that, which is seeking God, building your relationship with Him, and then He will break those soul ties that you had with that person.
That's
because
good.
Just because you was, you ain't no longer with that person, but you made soul ties with that person.
You're connected. Once you join bodies, you have now created a soul tie.
Yep.
Then you're gonna wonder, why am I walking around here depressed? Why am I walking around here angry? Why am I walking around here like I want to knock somebody's head off? Why? What's wrong with me? Why? Because you done made a connection with somebody, and that somebody has battles with depression.
All kind of stuff.
They take medication for depression. They're very volatile. They're always fighting somebody. They're abusive verbally, physically. They're abusive, and now you're walking around. Now you wonder why you're walking around and you resembling those same signs.
Yep. Because you ain't pumped the brake and just find out that information. Because you ain't find out about that until it was too late. You already done made that soul tie, and now they exhibiting those symptoms and characteristics to you, and then you like wondering like, whoa, what is good, because you ain't take the time to figure that out.
Right. And we're not here to bash anybody. We're actually here to bring and shed some light, because if you don't know about it, how do you know to fix it? Because when I was going through mine, I didn't know there's, a lot of things that we're talking about now, because I do know now, and I am aware of the things now. Now I can share my story and my testimony with others in hopes that you guys will understand and to listen to what is being said on tonight. And again, it's not to bash you or think that we're better than anybody that listens to this video, because that is not the case. Again, we only do better when we know better. So when somebody's bringing and shedding light to you, then you're able to listen, and then you're able to use those nuggets that was given to you, or you're able to use those tools that was given to you, and you're able to use those things to help you in life and help you down the journey. And I know this topic, it won't help everybody, and I already know that. So there's going to be some people already that already think they know it all. There's going to be some people already that think, oh, I don't have to listen to her. She don't, who is she to try to tell me what to do, or who are they to try to tell me what to do? And that's quite okay, because I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Okay.
So I'm
we don't portray to be
that part. I'm okay with that. But there will be somebody that's going to stop and view this video and watch this video to the end, to the whole entirety. And then they'll be able to pick what they need. As they say, when somebody gives you something, take the meat and spit out the bone. So what's for you, take and eat. But what is not for you, go ahead and discard it. And that's okay. But, it took me a while to understand that, Wendy, that I used to think, oh, I can help everybody. And then I would get hurt and I would get offended, because I can't help everybody. Everybody's not going to take what is being said. So, but when I got to the point where I said, okay, I know I ain't going to help everybody, but if I help just one person, I know I did my part.
One person that we were supposed to help.
That's it.
And I'm being full transparent. All of this stuff we talking about, been there, done that. There, done that.
Yeah.
This is from learning, my learning stepping stones Because
Yeah.
guess what? Wendy used to look for love in all the wrong places, honey.
Come on. Come on.
Yes, she did.
Come on.
She was out there acting like she was a guy. You hear me? With a mentality. I'm being 100. I was
Yeah.
acting like I was the guy. You know what I'm saying? On the hunt. Once I
Mm.
got what I wanted, then I was gone. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
and I didn't learn until I started having my relationship with God, and I just really just focused on my relationship with God and letting him heal and letting him work on me,
Yeah.
that I ain't know I was doing all that. Cause I
Yeah.
thought I was, you know what I'm saying, hit it and quit it, and I was gone. I was acting like them.
Yeah.
But in the midst of all of that, I was making soul ties that I ain't had no business making.
Hmm.
I was hurting people that I ain't had no business hurting.
Yeah. Hurt people.
I
Hurt
was
people.
taking advantage. I was taking advantage of
Mm-hmm.
people I ain't had no business taking advantage of. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? All because one, they let me, and two, I ain't care.
Yeah.
I was gonna do you for you did me.
And that was my
That's the
motto right there.
attitude.
What you just said
That's
right
the attitude that I had. You know,
there.
I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do you before you do me. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
ma'am.
And so once God began to pull the layers back and I learned me, I
Mm-hmm.
learned, I didn't treat people right. I didn't,
Yeah.
and I probably walked over a whole bunch of good guys
Mm.
because I couldn't recognize them. One,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get past my own trauma,
Okay.
and I didn't really see me for who I really was.
Right.
But once God began to show me who I
Mm-hmm.
was, then I began to heal.
Praise
And
God.
then it
Good.
became important to me not to hurt another person,
Right.
not to engage with another person, because I ain't want to, do no more soul ties. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't want to lead nobody on. I didn't want to take advantage of nobody anymore because of
Yeah.
my love for him. You know what I'm saying? He showed
Right.
me my wrong and I corrected my wrong. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm here on I'm here on social media telling my business. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not no better than you and that person ain't no better than me. But
Right.
I am, exposing myself because I want them to know that we ain't above nobody. We're speaking from experience.
Yeah.
We're speaking from learning stones. We're speaking from
Right.
trials and tribulations. We're speaking from
Right.
trauma. We're speaking from hurt. We're speaking
Right.
from all of that
Right.
stuff that we got healed from. So if
Right.
it's another person that's out there that, experienced the same stuff that I did, it gets greater.
It
Understand
does.
that.
It
On
really
the other
does. It
side,
does.
it gets greater
It
because
does.
you learn how to treat people how you want to be treated. You learn
Mm-hmm.
how to, pump your brakes and not be on the hunt or not,
Right.
be so quick to hurt anybody. You learn, and when you learn, you do better. And when you
Right.
do better,
Absolutely.
you become great. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Yeah.
So
And
now
that's
I'm
a good
able to
thing.
recognize
That's a good. And it took
it
some
took a
time.
while.
You're not
It,
gonna
it
do it
took a while.
overnight. It's not gonna happen
It took
overnight.
a while.
But when you begin
I'm
to
I'm
pour into yourself and you
I'm
begin to
63.
read
I'm
to
63,
read,
and I tell you, it took me a good 20 years to become really fully healed
yeah.
from
And it's gonna take time.
all
Everybody's
of the
not gonna
stuff.
be the same. Everybody's not going to be the same. Everybody's going to heal at a different time. So her healing process or her healing journey is not going to look like your healing journey.
Yeah.
So everybody's is different, and you can't.
God healed me from.
when
God
not to,
healed me from
not to heal.
childhood stuff. He healed me from childhood stuff all the way through my adulthood. So this is not just from one thing. This is from my whole life. And because I kept going forward with him. That's what that is. Because
Yeah, so
I was the type of person that when things happen to me, I refuse to be a victim. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bottle that up and push that way deep down. But when God started healing me, Lord have mercy. He started pulling them jars up and unscrewing them. Whew. It ain't no easy process, but it's a good process. You got to trust the process. Trust the process. You will be okay. Things will get better and you will be healed and you'll make better decisions and better choices for yourself. And I just wanted to be transparent because I'm like, a lot of times people will watch shows and stuff and they'll think, oh, nobody ever goes through anything. Nobody ever, they just saying stuff. But I'm being transparent because life be lifing. And you got to know that everybody goes through something in their life. And once you get on the other side of healing, it's all right. It feels good. It feels good in your peace of mind. So I just encourage you, no matter what it is that you have went through in your life or going through, just begin to give yourself grace and just go through your healing process. Because once you go through your healing process and you get on the other side, you'll be okay. You will be just fine. And it's like, we all gonna make mistakes in life. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna, go through trials and tribulations, but give yourself some grace. Just like God gives us grace, give yourself some grace. Forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made. And just keep moving forward. Keep putting one foot in front of the other because you're going to be okay. I promise you that. Because look, I'm okay. And then he ain't no respecter of persons. So if he can heal me, he can heal anybody. So I just encourage you, just to keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Don't be down on yourself. We get knocked down, but you get up, shake it off, adjust your crown, and you keep moving because you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be
Yes,
just fine.
it is 7:53, y'all, and it's getting time for closing. Shop is about to close.
Okay.
So I hope what was said on tonight, we didn't get to finish, but I hope what was said on tonight was something that you guys can take and use that, put it in your repertoire, and use it for a later date and time to help you guys
Yeah.
through your life journeys and through relationships. Just know that you guys are better than what you allow yourself to accept. Tonight we had some technical difficulties and an emergency on tonight, so we apologize. Life still be happening, life still be life,
Okay. You
but
still be
life
life.
happen. That's it. And because life be happening, life be life, and we don't allow life to stop what
Yeah.
God has. So we thank y'all for tuning in on tonight.
Yes.
We pray that it was something that was said or done from either myself or from Wendy that you guys can use at a later date and time. If you know somebody that's going through this right now, or they're spinning the block, and you're noticing that they're spinning the block, and you're noticing that they keep getting the same cycle, share this video with them.
Yeah.
And I will drop my website link down at the bottom, so that if you're needing a one-on-one, consultation. The 30 minutes is free. And if you're wanting to book services for coaching for spinning the block, we'll get to the issue, the residue, and everything, the roots and everything, and all the kit and caboodle. So that way, so you can begin to heal, because God wants His kids healed. God don't want you walking around. He don't want you walking around confused. He don't want you walking around in chaos, because as you know, God is not the author of confusion.
He's not.
So we thank you for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
So we will catch y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 and 2. 2 and 2. We catch y'all in 2 and 2. Continue to follow. If you haven't, you can follow Wendy on her Facebook page. You can follow myself on my Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok. And then also to stay in contact or stay in close proximity so you can see when the book actually drops, June 18th.
Yes.
Red Flags Don't Lie. So
Yes.
again, we want to thank you. Wendy, do you have anything to say before we close to come to an end?
Just like I said, just give yourself some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. Like I said, life be lifing, and just give yourself some grace and put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. Don't go backwards.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
be like Lot's wife. Just
Yes.
keep moving forward.
Yes.
And
yes.
know that your future is very bright on the other side of healing.
Yes, yes, and yes, it is. Bright, brighter than the light. So
Yes.
thank y'all. It is now, what
Thank
is
you.
it? 7:56. So we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes, Doggy Fresh, you're wrong. As
3
Bishop
minutes.
is
3 minutes. Okay.
So if you guys have any topic ideas that you guys may want, drop them in the comment box. If you have any ideas of any topics, let us know.
And if you need prayer, you could drop that in there too.
Shoot us in the inbox and let us know. And if you, yes, like she said, if you need prayer, shoot us in the inbox as well, and we will make things happen, because the Bible says, well, when two His name. And we don't have what do you say? We don't have because we ask not. So we have to learn how to ask in God's name for the things that we desire, because He said He gives us the desires of our hearts. So we need to start walking in our authority and not walking as if we don't have a clue to what's going on. So
that part.
So all right, everybody. Everybody have a good night. Good night. Y'all stay safe and stay blessed. And
Y'all have a good night. Love you guys.
2 and 2. 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. 2 and 2, baby. 2 and 2. 2, 2.
Then stop.